Welcome to the regular Faroes News Report. We're digging into the recent Faroes media sources, just giving you the reported information.
That's right. Today we've got news headlines covering the Economic and Financial Stability Report, the Climate Change Act 2050, some issues around the Dal Tunnel, and a poll on unity with Denmark.
And then we'll move to the opinion pages.
Yep, reporting the arguments there on the abortion proposal, the healthcare funding debate, cancer treatment policy, media scrutiny involving KVF, and gender equality and outmigration.
Okay, let's unpack the facts. First up, the economy. The Faroes Risk Council, Vera, had its meeting. It's 31st.
And the main takeaway, the economy's structure is strong. They didn't see any systemic risks in the banks.
Okay, stable overall. But what about growth? I think the report mentioned something there.
Yeah, GDP growth for 2025 is forecast to be low. And interestingly, it's not because activity's down.
Oh, so what's the driver then?
It's pinned on lower global salmon prices. That's despite, actual production volume being up.
Right, so producing more but getting less for it, essentially.
Pretty much. And while the trade balance shows a surplus, the national budget, the Fingjarlagini, is actually running a deficit.
Okay. And any word on borrowing?
Yep, loan growth was up 7.5% in July 2025.
That sounds significant. Where's that growth coming from?
Mostly the private business sector that saw a 10.6% jump. Households were lower at 6.3%.
Got it. Okay, let's shift gears completely. Climate change.
Right, the Ministry of Environment announced a new Climate Change Act. Big news.
And the goal?
It sets a long-term target. Net zero greenhouse gas emissions for the Faroe Islands by 2050.
2050. And how do they plan to enforce that? Or, well, track it?
Well, the law requires the political system to actually implement measures. But it also sets up an independent climate council.
Experts then.
Exactly. Experts tasked with supervising progress and, crucially, giving recommendations back to the politicians.
Okay, makes sense. Now on to something a bit more contentious. Infrastructure and politics with the Tunnel.
Yeah, MP Helgi Abrahamsson has raised concerns. Pretty serious ones.
What's the issue?
He's saying the government gave incorrect information to the Lagting, the parliament, about the tunnel's completion timeline.
But didn't the Lagting approve extra money back in April specifically to finish it this year?
They did. That was the understanding, based on the proposal, that everything, technical installations, paving, would be done in 2025.
So what happened?
Well, now, Minister Johan Christensen says it won't be finished in 2025.
Oh.
Yeah, and his explanation is that the Finance Committee misunderstood. He claims they didn't realize the remaining work had already been tendered out, implying it wasn't part of that final push this year.
Seems like there's some conflicting information there.
Definitely something to watch.
Okay, final news item. The Unity poll.
Right, this was a poll for the Union Party. It found 59% of Faroes favor more self-governance, but within the Commonwealth, the Ríkisfélagskipurin.
So not independence necessarily?
No, only 25% favored full secession, and 16% wanted to keep things exactly as they are, the status quo.
Interesting. Was there anything else?
Yeah, a related point. 44% of people said they felt very unsafe about this idea of a national consensus among some politicians pushing for full independence.
Right, okay. That covers the news reports. Let's move to the opinion sections now, just reporting the arguments we've seen.
First, the abortion proposal. It's apparently going to the Lagting next Tuesday.
And the commentary.
One piece argued that this whole debate is distracting, taking focus away from urgent things like the budget deficit, the overheated economy, the housing crisis, long-term sustainability issues.
And did they connect it to demographics?
They did. Pointed out the fertility rate dropped below the replacement level, 2.1 recently. It was 1.91 in 2024.
Wow.
And the author argued this proposal would just make that trend worse.
And on a related note, we saw a specific voting intention declared.
Yes, Union Party MP Johan Dahl stated publicly he plans to vote for the proposed change to the abortion law.
Okay. Now, that complex healthcare funding debate. Danish money or Faroes money?
Yeah, this was an exchange between Erling Eidsgaard from Joveldi and Helgi Abrahamsson from the Union Party.
Eidsgaard's position.
He maintains the Faroes pay the full cost for healthcare services used in Denmark.
But Abrahamsson disagrees.
He counters that. Says before Joveldi brought in the block grant system, Denmark's treasury paid those bills directly. Now, Denmark sends the block grant, and the Faroes government uses that money to pay the Danish hospitals. So it's Danish funds, just routed differently.
A technical distinction, but politically significant, it seems.
Very. And it ties into the next point.
The cancer treatment policy inquiry.
Exactly. MP Eidsgaard submitted a formal question about why Faroes cancer patients go to Denmark.
Why question that?
Because, according to the sources he cited, survival rates in Sweden are significantly higher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the inquiry notes Denmark has the second worst 5-year cancer survival rates in the Nordic region, just slightly better than the Faroe Islands themselves.
And
He pointed out that a major Swedish hospital, Skånes Universitetssjukhus, is apparently only a couple of minutes further drive from Copenhagen's airport, Kastrup, than Rigshospitalet in Denmark, suggesting a potentially better alternative is right there.
Interesting question to raise. Okay, moving on. Media scrutiny.
Yes, criticism aimed at the public broadcaster, Kringvarpie or KVF.
What's the complaint?
An author felt KVF was really intense in scrutinizing a local incident involving a ship photo, but didn't apply the same critical eye to images and videos about the Middle East conflict.
Specifically regarding the sources.
Yeah, especially questioning content sourced from Hamas or Al Jazeera. The argument was about inconsistent critical standards.
Got it. And finally, gender equality and outmigration.
Right. At a conference, Minister Eiríkur E. Jakobstovu highlighted that younger women are leaving the Faroes in greater numbers than young men.
An ongoing issue. Is the government planning anything?
He stated they're committed to updating the old gender equality law from 1994.
To do what?
To introduce more specific tools, more active measures aimed at tackling systemic inequality, which might be a factor in that migration pattern.
Okay, that seems to cover the main points from the recent opinion pieces.
Yeah, quite a range of topics this time.
That concludes our summary of the latest reports. Like and subscribe to PALS Fundamentals for more content like this. Sources linked below. Sources linked below.